everyone, and welcome back to part 4 of our Runaway Teen Challenge. So I'm still in disbelief that we were able to afford our very first house. I know it's not that big or that grand, and actually there isn't really much to look at from the inside. However, we don't have to suffer anymore from using public facilities while running into our family members, and more importantly, we don't have to survive on just fruits and veggies. We have an actual kitchen that we can prepare a real meal and hold our hunger for a good 6 to 8 hours. So in some way, this is a big milestone in Heath's journey, and it will only get better from here. Alright, so I had mentioned at the end of the last part that I was going to retouch the wallpapers, interior and exterior. So as you can tell, the inside does have kind of a nature wooden feel, and the outside is pretty much all decked out in brick. So we're gonna make believe that Heath actually built this house from his bare hands using natural resources from trees, and then as for the bricks, we'll just pretend that he shaped up some rocks and, you know, built himself a real nice cozy home. So like I said, it's just make-believe, not like it can really happen. Alright, so anyways, Heath right now is actually at the junkyard doing a bit of a dumpster diving, and we actually salvaged a television set, that little cheap one. Hopefully we can actually use it. Oh, you know what, let me see if it's usable, and if we can get some sort of entertainment from it. Alright, let's see. Oh, also we did salvage a dining chair that I know it doesn't match, but at least hopefully it works. So let's see. Yeah, so we can sit. Nope, this one we cannot actually do anything with, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell. I was really hoping that it would work, so that will be at least some source of fun that we can use to build up our mood. Alright, so I'm really hoping that he can come across something valuable, perhaps some expensive electronics that we have not yet come across. But anywho's, on the bright side of having a house, we can finally use our cell phone, which was the only thing preventing us from using. And now we can contact Tiffany a lot easier. We don't have to stalk her all over town and to see if she's at home. And in fact, we will be hitting her up for a romantic date later, since, you know, we haven't really come in contact and really kept in touch. So let's do a real date. And before the date, I will actually go ahead and give Heath a quick wardrobe change just with his everyday outfit. I'm pretty sure if he can afford a house, he can afford some decent clothing that doesn't have holes in them, and, you know, his big toes not popping out of his shoes. So to make it more realistic, I'll actually go ahead and subtract 10 simoleons per piece of clothing, including his shoe wear, just to, you know, make it like we're not cheating, since we can't really purchase clothes in The Sims 3, not that I know of. So that's what I'll be doing after we finish up with this junkyard. Oh. But nothing too fancy, just very simple tee, simple jeans, and some decent shoes. Alright, so far it's not doing so great. He's only been finding a lot of bugs, rocks, decor, nothing too valuable. I'm just hoping he can find something worth over 500 simoleons. That would be so awesome. And then on top of everything, I'm just really afraid that he may not be able to afford his rent down the line, since he doesn't really have an occupation. I mean, I could get him a part-time job, but I think I want to save that for later, perhaps when he has a kid. And speaking of kid, we will be doing a risky woohoo with Tiffany, so it could be a life-changing part for Heath, or it could just be another day. Alright, so coming to the last trash bin. Actually, let's do one more over here. I feel like we may have better luck with this dumpster at the science facility, since, you know, they sometimes do throw away pretty valuable items. Alright, come on, Heath. Let's see if we can get lucky. So, like I said, it's all bugs, decor, really nothing valuable. Alright, last one. Last one. And then we'll go home, take a quick shower, get a quick change of clothing, and then hit up Tiffany for a romantic date. Alright, Heath. Show me the money. Nope. Once again, another bug. Ooh, he found a fortune factory, or fortune cookie maker, pretty much. Oh, I think that may be worth a lot. Let's actually double check. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead and sell all these bugs, because they're pretty useless. Holy freaking cow, this thing is almost $2,000. Okay, we're going to sell it because the longer we keep it in our family inventory, the quicker the value will depreciate. So, alright, with these, I'm just going to go ahead and sell unless they're worth a lot, and then I'll actually fork up 10 simoleons and get it cut. There's just way too many bugs. And then as for the remaining item, I'm just going to let it sit until we absolutely need to use it. But now we have a grand total of 3,000 simoleons. Okay, I think we're pretty set for the next like week or two, but we'll still do the occasional dumpster dive. So I'm gonna have him shower, and then we're gonna do a quick change of clothing. Introducing the new and improved Heath Robinson. No more ripped up clothing and some jacked up shoes. He is so much more presentable now, since I had a feeling Tiffany was feeling pretty embarrassed to be seen in public, but now she will be somewhat impressed when she does meet us up for our date. So like I had mentioned, I will be subtracting simoleons from our fund for our new wardrobe, which is, you know, like I said, something very simple, and of course Heath would want something that has his favorite color of orange. Alright, so money will be 31.60, 10 simoleons per piece of clothing, including the footwear, even though maybe the footwear should be a little expensive. However, we're gonna overlook that. Alright, so we're gonna ask her out on a date. Let's actually try and catch the 5 p.m. showing, and then perhaps we'll go grab some dinner since he will be pretty hungry afterwards. And then we will be ending the night with a nice stroll on the beach. So the night went really well. As you guys saw, it was pretty much a typical romantic date, and before calling it a night, Heath wanted to invite Tiffany over to check out his new house, and somehow these two ended up in bed together, which is not a surprise. You have two teenagers with so much privacy things are bound to happen, and in this case, it's about to get real steamy. Like I had mentioned before, they are going to do a risky woohoo, and of course, we won't know if she's officially pregnant until some sort of notification that will tell us if she is pregnant. So for now, we'll just have to wait and see whether or not she is pregnant. So this could literally be a life-changing moment for these two, or it could be just another night of steamy exchange. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip through. I think by the time Heath wakes up tomorrow, we should know whether or not Tiffany is pregnant. Good morning! So Heath is preparing his very first meal of autumn salad, which is pretty much the safest thing to make without risking the chance of burning your house down. And as you know, that will bring in the fire department along with the brothers. So let's just stick with autumn salad until he can build up his cooking skill relatively decent. Alright, so today we will be doing things somewhat differently. We will not be going to the junkyard to do any dumpster diving, but I want to try and work on most of his little wishes that's just been sitting here for days, which does involve a lot of fishing. Alright, and then I guess our garden is pretty well ready to be tend and water and weed and harvest. Alright, so I still don't know if Tiffany is pregnant yet. I did somewhat keep my eye on her the whole night, but so far there's no signs or anything, you know, giving us the hint of pregnancy, so I don't know. But as you can see, I did enable the stories to show her current events and whatnot, so we should get a notification that says if she is pregnant. Alright, so we'll let her be and let her do her thing while we do our thing today. Alright, so let's go ahead and tend our garden, and like I said, oh, actually, let's use the toilet really quick. And we'll spend the next couple hours just fishing our time away. Oh, not swim. I'm totally bad at multitasking if you guys cannot tell. Especially when I commentate, I tend to pause a lot when I don't know what to say. But anyways, let's go ahead and fish. Hopefully we'll get lucky and complete most of this task. I'm pretty sure we can complete the gardening since we're only at level 2. And are we anywhere? No, we're only halfway into level 2, so I might actually delete this. Alright, so I will be keeping my eye out for Tiffany to see if she's in fact pregnant or not, and then if she is, I'll go ahead and pick back up. But for now, I'm just gonna skip through most of this boring part. So, slight change of plans. However, we did do the whole fishing ordeal, and we caught a pretty good amount. Hopefully it will be worth something. But I actually read up more on the whole unicorn adopting requirements, and I don't think the cockatoo bird would meet that requirement and befriending creatures. So I went and just hunt down some random wild horse, trying to become friends with him or her, and it is so much harder than I thought. For some reason, approaching wild horses is so different than the experience from approaching the unicorn. Whereas this wild horse, none of the interaction works, only the watch from afar. But if we ever come close, this happens. So I don't know, this is gonna be a lot harder than I thought. Or perhaps it's just this wild horse in particular that's just not having it. And like I said, this is what we have been doing for like the last, I don't know, 3-4 hours, and still no luck. I may have to hunt down another horse and give it a try. Alright, you know what? It's getting pretty late. I'm gonna go ahead and send Heath home. But I'll show you a screenshot of Tiffany, who is hovering over the toilet and vomiting. I don't know whether she is pregnant, or perhaps she had some bad food during today when we were not with her. So I guess we won't really know until the next part, since I didn't get any notifications or anything So this is really just kind of a guessing game now. But I do have a feeling she may be pregnant. I don't know. But I would say things are about to get really interesting if they are. So on to another major breaking news. Guess who grew up right before our eyes, or away from our eyes? Holly, if you guys remember her, she is Heath's baby sister, pretty much the youngest in the family, and I really did not think she would grow up so fast, but who the hell is she in bed with? Why are the brothers and sisters in the same bed? I mean, this is totally kind of an incest type of situation. I don't know what's going on. We've been away. But like I said, I cannot believe she's a teenager already. I mean, it only felt like yesterday she was this little child who was so cute and he was playing with. But when Heath does find out that Holly's a teenager now, he's going to be pretty devastated since, you know, they had a pretty good brother and sister bond. But like I have always mentioned before, that this is the consequences of running away from home. He missed out on her upbringing, her growing up, and I swear the next thing you know, she is going to be a young adult, and it's a pretty sad situation for Heath. But I still cannot get over, how are these two sleeping in the same bed? Is there not enough bed in this house? Oh, there is a spare room. Alright, so I guess I may have to kind of change up the house a bit off camera. Alright, but Heath should be almost home, and we're pretty much gonna turn in for tonight, and also will be the end of this part. So next part we will finally find out if Tiffany is in fact pregnant or not, since she should be getting her first baby bump, which is going to be pretty insane because, as we know, Heath can barely take care of himself, let alone an infant and another human being, you know? Alright, so I hope you guys did enjoy this part, and next part could be a real big changer, so stay tuned for that. Like always, thank you for watching. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to comment, rate, or subscribe if you haven't already, because you're not going to regret it. And I will catch you guys in the next part. Bye everyone!